Savannah, Georgia is the most haunted city in the entire United States. It's also known as the most historic and has the richest history of buildings in America. Antique buildings line Savannah, Georgia, and a lot of these buildings were built back in the 1700s. The road we're about to take now will take us to Front Street, or popularly called River Street in Savannah, Georgia. Will you notice brick stones that line the streets and also a railroad that served as a port for shipping cotton and rice from Savannah along the Savannah River. In present-day Savannah, big celebrations are done on River Street. For example, St. Patrick's Day. Millions of tourists visit Savannah, Georgia annually to learn about the history of Savannah, Georgia, and also to enjoy Front Street, River Street, and while they're at it, tour some of the most haunted buildings and places located in Savannah. Let me tell you something. I spent some time in Savannah, Georgia, and let me tell you this, it ain't nothing to be out late at night and just see things moving around. Strange noises from different crevices and corner. Trees in Savannah, Georgia grow a lot of Spanish mosses. That's those things that's hanging from the trees that are not leaves. It's kind of like a parasitic thing hanging from the trees. It's called Spanish moss. Be careful you're coming down these steps. A lot of these steps were built hundreds of years ago. You see that a lot of them have been repaired or refurbished, but the older brick that's behind these steps have been there for hundreds of years. All these things were built by slaves. What is commonly used on River Street as bar fronts today were actually storehouses where were stored cotton and rice and for export. Savannah River has a long history with evidence of human activity dating back 12,000 years. The river has an importance for transportation, commerce, and industry, and also played a role in the development of Georgia and South Carolina. Hernando de Soto was the first European explorer to reach the river in 1540. In the late 16th century, the French began trading with the Indians for sassafras, marking the start of the European commerce on the river. Colonial settlers discovered that the marshlands around Savannah were ideal for growing rice. The waterfront became the main location for goods coming into the city, and Savannah became a leading exporter of cotton in the mid-1800s. It was easy to transport people and goods inland and between the Savannah port by boat or horse. In 1776, James Oglethorpe founded the city of Augusta due to this ease of transportation. Taking a cruise on this boat along the Savannah River will give you a better sight and look of the river and the things that surround the Savannah River. The Savannah River defines most of the border between Georgia and South Carolina. The Treaty of Beaufort in 1787 reserved all islands in the river to Georgia, but the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1990 that the new islands on the South Carolina side of the border belong to South Carolina. The Savannah River has also been important for the industry, including the Savannah River site, which was the site of the United States' only mixed oxide fuel, MOX, manufacturing plant. The plant was intended to convert weapon-grade plutonium into fuel for commercial power reactors, but construction was terminated in 2019. Here's a closer look at the Savannah River. Now, on any good day when they're dredging the river, for passage of ships or whatever, oftentimes they do find a lot of skeleton remains in this river, and some of which still hold shackles unchained on them. Like I said, these roads, brick roads, and a lot of these buildings were built by slaves. And who knows? A lot of slaves were probably like me, rebellious, and didn't want to work for free while being whipped. When it all comes down to it, Savannah is a nice place to chill and hang out. But also, the history of Savannah is a very tainted one. The first African Baptist church in Savannah, Georgia, is said to have played a part in the Underground Railroad, helping black slaves to be free during the days of segregation and Civil War era in the United States. The first African Baptist church in Savannah is also open to visitors, and you could check out your website to visit, book a trip or a tour so you could learn more about the Underground Railroad. Next time, Big Muscle.